everyone. My name is Patty Torres. I'm a project manager for the Humboldt IPA and the North Coast Health Improvement and Information Network. And this is the RxSafe Humboldt Opioid Summit update presentation on the North Coast Resource Hub. So thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to just dive right in. So many of you may have already heard about the North Coast Resource Hub. We have been working to promote it through a variety of channels. But for those of you who aren't familiar, the North Coast Resource Hub is an online, mobile-friendly community resource guide. So we have a variety of community services, social services, and some medical services. And we designed it so that it can be easy to use for social workers, care navigators, or case managers that are working with clients to quickly find resources that work for their clients. So we heard at a variety of tables that, we know that there's a lot of resources in the community. Sometimes it's hard to know what people qualify for, understanding that there's a variety of eligibility criteria at play sometimes. So it's useful to have a tool that can help you find those resources quickly and help you narrow down to what best works for the people that you're working with. The target population initially started out as pregnant people with or at risk of substance use disorder because funding came through the Humboldt Rise project through a grant from the Wellbeing Trust. And so we started working on this resource with that population in mind and have since started to expand to include the broader population. As I mentioned, the Resource Hub was created out of the need that we heard from lots of well-meaning service providers out there about how sometimes, people have a lot of knowledge about resources that exist in the community, but it's not set in a resource that is easily accessible. And so even though, in the community, there's a lot of great resource lists that already exist, sometimes it's useful to have a little bit more in-depth information as far as eligibility criteria and population served and things like that. And so that's what really we were trying to achieve with the Resource Hub, is to provide a little bit more information and to make it really useful for the user. Just a quick recap of the timeline. So we were awarded the grant in 2018. This was towards the later end of 2018. So in 2019, we began the process of collecting data. We began building the skeleton of the Resource Hub, if you will, by designing just what features it would have. And we also did a robust discovery phase where we talked to a variety of partners to find out what sort of features would be most useful in the Resource Hub. In early 2020, we began testing it out by asking our partners to use it and to give us some feedback through a short survey, just so that we can understand if there's anything that we needed to tweak before we did a broader push. And in the summer of this year, we were fortunate enough to partner with RxSafe Del Norte to expand the North Coast Resource Hub to Del Norte County and Curry County, Oregon. So that has been wonderful because we're happy that we can expand and bring this tool to people who live in Del Norte and in Curry County. So a little bit of what's to come through the end of the year. We are working on making this more available to the broader community. So we're working on a variety of marketing materials so that hopefully this is something that is easily accessible for the community to use. So what makes it different? Again, like I mentioned, there are lots of really wonderful people out there who work hard on creating resource lists. But what sets us out from those is that we try to go a little bit more in-depth information. So we collect data on referral processes. We have the ability to link to referral forms or to intake forms. We capture what languages are spoken at any given resources, if there's any fee associated with them, if they're a medical service, do they take insurance, if so, what kind. And we also have the ability to rank different services based on different criteria. So if you have a client that's located in Crescent City or in Arcata, there's ability to search by that or by population, such as people who are pregnant, veterans, students, Native Americans, and there's a couple others on there too, which I'll show you in a moment. So this is my contact information. Again, I'm Patty Torres. Here's my email and my phone number. Please do get in touch with me if you have any questions or if you manage a program that you would like to see represented in the Resource Hub. We're happy to add those at any time. So please let me know. And I will do a quick demo of the Resource Hub momentarily. So what happens immediately when you click on the link or when you type resourcehub.enshin.org is you will see a screening come up. So this asks if you are in need of urgent or immediate help. And so if you click yes, crisis services category automatically comes up. And so what this shows is a variety of resources that either offer crisis services or crisis hotlines. So there's a variety of lines here that are meant to be helpful for people who are in immediate need of support. I'm going to remove that filter, and now we're at the just regular home page. Before we look into the resources a little bit more, I wanted to show you here at the very top right, there's the ability to change language, which is something that we are very proud of, and our programmer, Taylor, who's a rock star, she did the whole page, so she deserves credit for everything, but this in particular I'm very happy with because it's such a need in our community to have services available in Spanish. So if you select any of those languages that I just showed you here, I'm demonstrating Spanish. The translation, even though it's an automated one, is actually very high quality. So if you're working with people who speak Spanish or any other language available on Google, there is the ability to look at these resources in that language. So I'm gonna head back to English. Another thing I wanted to show you that's one of the newer features is this button right here towards the left that says share/print. If you click that, you are then able to check these boxes that say include and share. And I'm just going to demonstrate what that does. So as you click the boxes, they come up here in this column to the left, and you have the ability either to print them. And so if you're working with someone who doesn't have access to the internet or a smartphone, you're able to print out these services in this way. And so what this shows is a brief description of the service with an address, a website, and a phone number. The other thing that this does, and I will click that same button once more. If you select some resources and then you click copy link, this automatically copies into the clipboard, and then you are able to send this link via email, and it will email your client only the services that you checked off, or if you're using a mobile device, you're able to text this link, and in that text, these resources will come up, the ones that are in the selection. So that's just another feature that's used to be able to facilitate the sharing of these resources. So now I'm going to go into the filter column here to the left. And so as I demonstrated earlier, we have a variety of broad categories. So if you scroll down here, you can narrow down your search by broad category. I'm going to select addiction services here. And so if you click subpopulation, for example, for pregnant people, this, again, it doesn't filter out anything. It simply ranks them in order of number of matches. Here we have services that provide addiction services, serve pregnant people, and take Medi-Cal. So if you look down here, it either has a website link that'll take you directly to that website, or you can click more details. And so here we have a broad description of the program. We have a map. Here, these very small blue icons will show you the bus routes. And if you further click on that, Google Maps will take you to the schedule. And if you're using this on a mobile device, you're able to just tap the address and the phone number, and then it'll take you to the app that that will either call or pull up a map. And then more details on the services that are provided can be seen here. We are also starting to incorporate the ASAM level of care for each addiction service. And then if you click the detailed info tab here, just a little bit more in-depth information as far as the referral process, subpopulation served, whether or not there's fees for the client, if there's language assistance, and more details. I will go back to search results here. And this brings you back to that same list of services. And if you would like to narrow down even further, let's see, Crescent City, it further ranks for services that are in Del Norte County. And so if you wanted to expand your radius, you can do so from this drop down here. And so here you'll see those services that are available. Okay, that concludes the demo for the North Coast Resource Hub. We do have a snazzy new logo, which we're very proud of. I just want to remind folks to please call each individual service, because due to COVID, no one's back to regular work hours. So everybody's going to have some, different policies as far as in-person services or hours of operation, things like that. If you have a service represented here on the Resource Hub and there's been an update, please do get in touch with me. Let me know. We work really hard to keep this updated, and I'm here for any questions that may come up. Thank you so much for watching.